Fleet Admiral James Reed stared at the holographic display showing the approaching Vex Armada. Hundreds of sleek obsidian warships carved through the vacuum of space like predatory fish. Their weapon systems glowed with charged energy, ready to unleash destruction upon humanity's outer colonies. "They've rejected our final diplomatic package," Communications Officer Lisa Park announced, her voice steady despite the gravity of the news. Their Supreme Commander sent only one response: their species will be subjugated or exterminated. Reed nodded grimly. The Vex had appeared at the edge of human space 6 months ago. First contact had been cordial, even promising. Then came the demands, the ultimatums, and finally, the attacks on 3 frontier outposts. 15,000 human lives snuffed out as a demonstration of Vex technological superiority. "Send the following message to Human Command," Reed ordered. "Diplomatic options exhausted. Vex fleet approaching Epsilon Sector. Request permission to execute Defense Protocol Omega." The response from Earth came within minutes. "Permission granted. Since they chose war, let us show them how it's done." Reed took a deep breath. "Initiate Protocol Omega. All ships, prepare for phase shift." Throughout the human fleet, crews braced themselves, not for combat, but for what came next. The Vex ships closed in, weapon systems lighting up the darkness of space. Their formation was perfect, their strategy sound. By all conventional military logic, the human fleet was outmatched 3-1. What happened next would rewrite the understanding of warfare across the galaxy. The human vessels shimmered, then seemingly vanished. The Vex sensors registered nothing. No energy signatures, no matter displacement, no quantum disturbance. It was as if 47 warships had simply ceased to exist. On the Vex flagship, Supreme Commander Krell's compound eyes narrowed with confusion. "Scan again. They cannot have escaped." "No signatures detected," his sensor officer replied. "They may have engaged some form of cloaking technology." Krell hissed in derision. "Impossible. No species possesses cloaking that can evade our quantum detection arrays." Behind the Vex fleet, space rippled. Human ships reappeared, now positioned perfectly for a rear assault. The maneuver should have been physically impossible. Not merely faster than light travel, but instantaneous transportation without any telltale energy signature. "Phase shift complete," Reed's tactical officer announced. "All vessels report successful reconstitution. The Vex remain unaware of our position." Reed nodded. "All ships, target their propulsion systems and fire." The human vessels unleashed a coordinated barrage unlike anything the Vex had ever encountered. Not ordinary weapons, but gravity lances that bent spacetime itself. Where they struck, Vex ships imploded, crushed by artificial singularities that folded armor and crew alike into infinitesimal points before dissipating. On his flagship, Krell roared in disbelief. How? Their technological level was assessed at. "Sir," his science officer interrupted. "Analysis indicates their ships aren't merely firing weapons. They're locally altering fundamental constants of physics." The truth dawned on Krell too late. Humans hadn't shown their true capabilities during first contact. They had hidden their technological achievements, appearing less advanced than they truly were. Reed watched dispassionately as the Vex attempted to regroup. Second phase. Deploy the autonomous swarm. From the bellies of the human vessels came billions of microscopic machines, each no larger than a dust particle. They swarmed toward the remaining Vex ships, penetrating their hulls through the smallest gaps. Inside the Vex vessels, the nanomachines replicated using available materials, prioritizing command systems and weapons. Within minutes, ship after ship fell silent, their crews finding themselves trapped in vessels no longer under their control. "Sir," Park reported, "we're receiving surrender signals from 27 Vex ships. The rest have been neutralized." Reed's expression remained grim. "Open a channel to Supreme Commander Krell." The alien's face appeared on screen, mandibles twitching with poorly concealed rage. "You deceived us," Krell accused. "Your species presented itself as barely capable of interstellar travel." "No," Reed replied calmly. "We simply allowed you to make assumptions based on what we showed you. Humanity learned long ago the value of keeping our true capabilities hidden." "Why?" Krell demanded. "Why maintain such deception? Because throughout our history, we discovered that those who display their full strength often find themselves targeted by those who fear it. We developed in isolation Commander Krell on a world that tried to kill us at every turn. We fought ourselves almost to extinction multiple times. War isn't new to us. It's woven into our DNA. Reeve leaned forward. You chose to attack without truly understanding what you faced. That was your mistake. Krell's compound eyes gleamed with newfound respect, tinged with fear. What happens now? Now we negotiate as equals, not as conqueror and conquered. Your remaining ships will be allowed to return to your territory with a message. Humanity wishes for peace, but we will never be subjugated. After the transmission ended, Reed turned to his crew. Stand down from combat operations. Prepare diplomatic protocols. As the human fleet regrouped, Reed reflected on the message that had authorized their response. Since they chose war, let us show them how it's done. Humanity had indeed shown the Vex how war was done, not through brute force, but through strategy, deception, and overwhelming technological superiority held in reserve until absolutely necessary. The galaxy would soon learn that humans weren't just another spacefaring species. They were the descendants of apex predators who had mastered not just their world, but the very laws of physics themselves. And they came in peace, until you chose otherwise.